Welcome to Working with Dates and Times in R. In this course, you'll master importing, manipulating, and computing with dates and times to explore weather, schedule meetings, and calculate reigns of monarchs. In this chapter, you'll learn about R's built-in objects for handling dates and times. Let's start with dates. Where I grew up in New Zealand, we always put day of the month first, then month, then year. But in the US, the convention is month first, then day of the month, then year. This can get confusing. Surely one of them must be more correct. It turns out there is a global standard called ISO 8601 that specifies the correct way to share dates to avoid all confusion. It says, order the components in decreasing units, that is, year, month, then day. Turns out both the US and New Zealand conventions are wrong. All these other formats also don't comply with ISO 8601. Please don't try to give R dates painted on a black cat. The ISO 8601 standard specifies the order of the components, but also a few other details about the date. For example, each component has a fixed number of digits. Year has 4, and day and month 2. If you only need one digit for the day or month, you must pad it with leading zeros. You don't have to use a separator in the ISO standard, but if you do, it must be a dash in dates. So the date, the 1st of January 2011, in ISO 8601 standard is 2011-01-01. If you have a date in the ISO 8601 format, it still takes a little work to get R to recognize it as a date. If you try to just input it on the console, R will interpret the dashes as subtraction, and you'll end up with something a little surprising. You might think using quotes will help. It certainly looks like a date, but R still thinks it's just a character string. The secret to getting R to recognize dates is telling it explicitly, this is a date, with the as.date function. As.date takes a character string and turns it into a date object. It will only work with dates in the ISO order, but you'll see how to handle other formats in Chapter 2. There are also a couple of packages that will automatically import dates in a wider range of formats. You'll see 2 examples in the exercises, read R and anytime. Alright, let's get some dates into R.